No, and I agree with that. I think one of the things that we've actually really worked on with the VBCs is processes, because you can't just have a good process for the VBC, but you have to have good processes in general. And one thing that we've noticed is follow-up is actually going to the wayside at a lot of companies.
Oh my gosh, it is.
They got so lackadaisical with how easy some of the business is right now. And unfortunately, I think retention's down for a lot of dealerships because, hey, Tom, you don't have that car. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go over here. Because they do. And I think that that's why follow-up and processes are so important right now, because you have to make sure you're retaining your customers, building that value like Big Tom was just talking about, because if you can't explain why it's a benefit to order your car and why we're doing these things, you're going to lose them to your competition
100%.
in ways that you never expected.
Well, you're a trainer.
I am.
And
is that a question?
One of the things, well, I'm sure, I mean, in the dealers that you work with, one of the struggles we've had is because of limited availability, the profitability is higher for a salesperson, the profitability is higher for the managers, the profitability is higher for the store. When you talk about follow-up going by the wayside, I literally had a guy, he sold 14 cars a couple years with Best Month. I'm like, hey man, when are you going to get back to 4? Oh, I don't need to do that. I'm making plenty of money. On a plus note,
that's true.
Employee retention is at a record high, with almost zero employee churn.
Making a lot of money, aren't they?
That's right.
But trying to keep them on that follow-up habit, trying to keep them engaged in the tools that we have, the CRMs, et cetera. I mean, that is a conscious effort. And what are you doing with your dealers to do that?
Well, so what we've been doing is really changing the way that we start our day. We talk about things differently. We start with inventory. We have the BDC involved in those meetings so we can make sure we're getting every single touch. And we've just increased the level of training on how we're introducing the guests. I don't want to take this on too far of a segue, but about 8 months ago.
I think that's a good segue to go down.
About 8 months ago, my wife said, hey, we need new furniture for the living room. It's fantastic. Let's go get furniture. First, we emptied out the living room, and then we went furniture shopping. That was a mistake, right?
Oh,
we
no.
walked into the furniture store.
Definitely a mistake.
You walk into the furniture store, and the first person that walks up is like, hey, folks, I'm just going to let you know, all these floor models, they're not available because we need them to sell from. Second of all, if you order anything, it's probably going to take you 6 to 8 months to get it. And just so you know, we don't have any deals. Now that person is trying to be nice, right? Because she doesn't want me to be shocked when she tells me 8 months. But what we're teaching the salespeople is, hey, man, have that conversation with them. Bring them into the funnel, and now we're talking about Ford shutting down deals. We can't even put them in the order bank. We have to put them on a spreadsheet that we can put them on an order bank at some determined time. So the way we're handling those guests is at the top of exactly what we're training, and we do that every single day.
Thanks for tuning in to the Matador Yachtcast with your host, Jason Harris. Don't want to miss new content? Be sure to check out the full podcast library at matador.ai to stay in the know. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Happy podcasting.